All right, guys, what is going on? Hope you're having a great Monday. Thanks to all my subs, members, everybody. If you just watch the channel and you're not a sub and you're not a member, thanks for watching. So let's get into it here. I know you've seen the title and you're probably like thinking, "What the crap?" But I do. I hate to agree with Don Wells, but where's the charges from CPS? Right? That's the only thing I agree with him on is where's the charges from CPS? So they took the kids, right? They took kids out of the home. And as far as I know, they just don't take kids out of the home for shits and giggles. You know what I mean, guys? So I don't know what's going on. I mean, that's the closest thing I can think of to compare it to, like an analogy or something like that, would be like, if a cop pulled me over and next thing you know, they're going to impound my car, and I'm thinking, oh God, I'm going to be, they're impounding my car, I'm going to be arrested, and then I turn back around as the tow truck is taking off with my car to go impound it. The cop's getting in his car and says, "Hey, good night, guy." And I'm like, well, wait a minute, they just took my car to go impound it, but he's not going to arrest me or charge me for anything. Why did he even pull me over? Why did he take my car? Right? I mean, I've seen. I actually know one person who had to deal with CPS here recently, and she was basically told, "Hey, you could be looking at going to jail if you do not correct these issues." Now, granted, her kids were not even removed from the house, but yet she was threatened with jail and threatened with having the kids removed. So, and here's, and it just bugs me. It bugs the crap out of me, guys. And it may just be Hawkins County. I don't know what it is. But cause I'm thinking if it's me or you, we'd be under the jail if it got to the point to where CPS had to remove our kids from the house. You know what I mean? So, they do not, in my opinion, they do not do it, like I said, for giggles. Now, there was a reason why they took those kids out of the house. Was it because they told Don and Candace, "Hey, you need to get this fixed," and they didn't? So CPS was like, "Okay, well, if you're not going to do that, we're going to take kids." You know what I mean? But even in that scenario, there was a reason they took the kids out of the house. What was that reason? And I mean, obviously, it had to be a serious reason. And in my opinion, normally when things are that serious, charges kind of go with them. You know what I mean? Whether it be neglect, abuse, mental abuse, whatever it is. So, why wasn't there no charges? Now, someone made a good point a while back. They said maybe CPS, and I know they do this in some cases, maybe CPS told them, "Hey, if you give up your rights, we won't prosecute you." And maybe that's why, they don't have the boys back. Maybe they come to a deal with CPS to where, we'll avoid prosecution if we just give up the kids. Was that the deal? If it was, it kind of sucks because, for people like Don and Candace, who, in my opinion, don't care if they have kids or not, as long as they stay out of jail, they consider it a win for them, in my opinion. Let me know what you think. But in my opinion, like I said, whether they have their kids or not, and they just don't go to jail, I think Don and Candace can see, it's like we've lost our kids, but hey, we're not in prison. So win-win for us, you know what I mean? And I know what they're thinking. They're like, well, when they get older, they'll come have something to do with us when they get older. I mean, the damage is done. Will they? You know what I mean? They may, but then again, I mean, you guys could be in jail before. I mean, Don and Candace could be in jail before those boys even get 18 if they had something to do with Summer's disappearance. You know what I mean? In my opinion, they did. I don't know. I'm still, the that they send her away with somebody to scam people. Hopefully, get a big GoFundMe paycheck, and then Summer reappear, a reward, and then Summer reappear, whatever, and then Summer reappear. What was it, to get money, and then hopefully Summer reappears. Didn't expect it probably to get this big and get out of hand like it did, or did they have issues? Jody Sue Brown was saying that they had issues with CPS for a long time before Summer went missing. So was it getting to a point to where Summer had to, get gone so they don't go to prison? Or, like you guys are saying, did they kill her? So, that's another thing. And, here on the channel, I don't sugarcoat nothing, anything like that. The real possibilities out there, y'all keep asking me, do you think Don was messing with Summer and he was about to get caught? That is a strong possibility. A very sick possibility, but a very strong one. There was apparently a lot of stuff going on at 110 Ben Hill Road, allegedly, according to a neighbor, Jody Sue, that involved kids. So, yeah. And we've seen it. We've seen it before with other parents. I mean, I witnessed it, or not witnessed it, but if you guys don't know, I'll tell it to you again. Had a girlfriend back in high school, and her dad acted really weird. Broke up with her very, very quickly. The relationship didn't last very long at all. Because her dad was like super weird, had cameras in his house, and just like, I was like, no, it's deal breaker for me right here, But then, like a year or two later, the news was talking about some guy barricading himself in a house. I'm like, I know that name from somewhere. And granted, these kids were almost adults while he was doing this stuff. Anyway, the dad had been, messing with his son and his daughter, and they were like upper teenagers at high school. They were high schoolers, and the boy got free, called police, ran to neighbors, called police, because he was messing, trying to mess with them, and police got there. He barricaded himself in the house, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he ended his life. If I'm not mistaken, I think he did. That's back when Wayne Anderson was sheriff of Sullivan County. Jeff Cassidy's sheriff now, but that was back when Wayne Anderson was sheriff. So, I mean, it's possible, guys. We see sick stuff all the time. I mean, look at the dad. Just last week, I think it was, or was it this week? No, it's last week. This is Monday, ain't it? Look what the dad did to his three sons, his three kids. Right? I mean, parents are starting to do and have been doing evil stuff to their kids for a while now. So, when you guys ask me, how do you think Don could have been messing with Summer and he was about to get caught? It's a possibility, guys. It's definitely a possibility. So, but I hate to do it. I have to agree with Don. You know, and when he was doing an interview with the news, he's doing an interview with somebody a while back, and he's like, you know, they took her kids. I think he's telling, you know, CPS kidnapped her kids. And he's like, you know, they took her kids, and we don't even have any charges on us. So, you know, what the hell? I have to agree with him. You know, not unless they done, you know, not unless they done a deal with the state, and the state's like, we won't prosecute you if you give up custody. That's the only reason why I can see where there was no charge. I don't even see why there was no charges to begin with if the boys were removed the way they were removed. You know what I mean? I mean, they were like taken out of that house. You know, it wasn't no, you know, can you bring them down here next week and drop them off, and we'll watch them until you can get things straightened out. You know, no, they came and they got those boys out of that house. So, and they done it for a reason, and whatever that reason was, they should have been. It should have been, if it was that serious to pull them kids out of the house like that. In my opinion, there should have been some charges, some criminal charges, right? I mean, hell, even Don thinks so. He was doing that interview, and he's like, you know, he was probably expecting it, but he's dumbfounded too. So, I mean, that's pretty bad when Don's dumbfounded why they didn't arrest him, you know, or bring criminal charges on him for removing the boys, right? So, anyway, guys, that's the little episode for today. Hope we gave you something to think about. I hope we gave you something to comment on. So, let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll see where this investigation goes. I think that I'm with you guys. I think that the wheels are starting to turn a little faster. I do think that they lost custody of the boys, and that's why the wheels are turning faster, because I told you, I said, I think once they get the boys permanently out of Dawn and Candace's custody, and can, you know, don't have to worry about Dawn and Candace, you know, trying to intimidate them, talking to them, or anything like that. Remember, they cut off all communication with the boys. The state did. They won't let them talk to them at all. And then I think after that, they pretty much terminated their rights and said, you know, or you know, gave them the deal. You know, let's terminate the rights, and we'll avoid prosecuting you, or if you don't, we'll just prosecute you, and you're probably still going to lose custody. So, let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you think. So, it's going to be a very interesting path from here on out, and there's a couple different directions this could take. So, hopefully, nobody does anything stupid to themselves, and we find out where Summer's at. Because in my opinion, you know, there's one or two people, maybe three, that know where Summer is and what happened to her. And if they hold the key and they do something to themselves, then we ain't gonna find out, right? So let me know what you think below, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.